This week we saw both the worst of identity politics and the best of Australia. But first to the worst. Yassmin Abdel-Magied is a symbol of identity politics today. The identity politics that treats people not as individuals but as types. It treats them as representatives of a race or of a gender or a religion or some other victim group. And it sure helped Abdel-Magied as the token black Muslim female. She's only 26, yet the Gillard government and this Turnbull government have appointed her to various bodies, like the Council for Australian-Arabic Relations. The Turnbull government even sent her to the Middle East to promote her autobiography. Remember, she's still only 26. And the Prime Minister had her at his top table at his iftar dinner. The ABC, of course, made her the head of a TV show for reasons that the ABC's Media Watch explained recently.
Abdel-Magied presents a roundup of ABC News on Saturday morning. She's also appeared as a guest on Q&A and The Drum. And she partly owes those roles to being Muslim, black and a woman.
And that's identity politics. I think it's poisonous. It's like racism. It treats people differently simply on the grounds of their race. And it's increasingly dividing Australia. But yesterday, Abdel-Magied was invited to the Australian National University to discuss leadership, even though she's no leader. And she joined a panel of professors and department heads, even though she herself is no academic. Again, identity politics. Would she have been invited had she not been a black Muslim woman, the woman in her trademark turban? But let me get to what Yassmin Abdel-Magied said yesterday. Again, it was a serving of the identity politics dividing us. She complained that our politicians did not look like her, and so our democracy was wrong.
The traditional parliamentary system, I mean, look at the photo of the House of Representatives. It does not represent anyone, and even it doesn't represent me, and doesn't represent the people that I know. And I get incredibly frustrated by this idea of we just need to tell them that they've got it wrong.
In fact, Abdel-Magied completely misunderstands the meaning of represent. She believes that when a politician represents someone, they must actually look like them. And that's simply false. My local member is a woman. Does that mean she can't represent me as a man? But even if you do believe in identity politics, fact is, Parliament does already look like a lot of people, whether they are white or Chinese or Aboriginal, whether they're women or Muslim or Christians or Jews or whatever. Parliament does already look like a lot of people, but apparently those people are nobodies to Abdel-Magied and her friends. You see, to identity extremes like them, Parliament is useless unless it includes someone who looks exactly like them. In fact, unless it includes them personally, because they themselves are the ultimate identity group. So obviously, the question is, why doesn't Abdel-Magied then run for Parliament herself? And in fact, one of the panellists yesterday asked her just that. Here's her response: pure victim politics.
You know how to get to office? I have to go to pre-selection, which works really well, and I have to go through all these other systems which, for women and for people of colour, are actually biased.
By the way, this biased system she complains about, it's in fact showered her with jobs and sponsorships and platforms and appointments. But get this, on the very day that Abdel-Magied there complains Parliament does not look like her, complains the system is rigged against people like me even getting into Parliament, on that very same day, across town in Parliament House, Lucy Gichuhi was giving her first speech as the new senator from South Australia.
Today, I, Lucy Gogechuhi, humbly stand before you as the first black African-born senator in the history of Australia. I am deeply honored to be given the privilege of serving the people of Australia as a senator. To all Australians, I say thank you. It is with this sentiment that I honor those who came before me, faithfully leading Australia to build the outstanding nation we see today.
Gachui wasn't complaining that Australia's racist, the Parliament represents no one. No, she instead said how much she had to be grateful for since coming here from Kenya. She reminded us of the greatness of this country and the richness of its rewards for those who join in and work. That was the best of Australia on display yesterday. The identity politics of Yassmin Abdel-Magied, that was the worst.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.